afternoon, or good morning, everybody out there in YouTube land, fellow miscreants, fellow rejects, fellow ne'er-do-wells, fellow broken toys of society. Welcome to the darkness once again, ladies and gentlemen. You know, wow, what I think is kind of interesting, to say the least. You know, I've been burned. I've been blown up. I've been poisoned. I've been stabbed. I've been beat, and I've been left for dead. Yet I still managed to come right on back. No matter what, right? Because while you guys were busy destroying one another, I'm busy building an empire. While you guys were busy calling each other out, poking fun at one another, and doing all that lovely, wonderful stuff, I'm sitting here just kicking back and taking it all in. What a wicked webs we weave, right? Interesting. Interesting. Anything for a view, right? Anything for a sub. Anything for that grandiose attention that you've always wanted. But what do you really get at the end of the day? What, do you get fame? You get fortune? What do you really get out of it? I mean, seriously, think about it for a minute. What do you really gain from just destroying one another? I mean, you lose your channel, they lose theirs. Not really much monetary gain, you know? It's just kind of a waste of time, if you ask me. I mean, seriously. All's fair in love and war, right? Well, what if it's a war that you never win? What if it's a war that you never lose? What if it's a war that no matter what you do, no matter what you say, no matter how many disgusting things that you say, no matter how many throats you destroy, no matter how many people you destroy, it always winds up the same way, kid. It always winds up the same way. Doing the same thing, saying the same stuff over and over and over again. My question to you is this: when does it stop? When do you guys actually find an end to it? When do you guys realize that it's a battle that you'll never win? It's a fight that you'll never complete. I mean, think about it. Oh, well, hello, Mr. Diz. How are you doing today? Hopefully you're doing well. Thank you for the notification. I appreciate that. heard from you in a while. Hopefully you're feeling a little better. May have been a bit under the weather lately, which is understandable considering, it is getting towards the holiday season and, a lot of people are down in the dumps. I get it. I understand. Or maybe just life happens. Either way, it's all good. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad that anybody's here, really, because, with me, it just gets kind of boring just talking to myself. Helps if I had a little bit of conversation, a little bit of exchange of ideas, yada, yada, yada. Usual Margan jargon. Now you're going to ask me, since when have you been interested in that? Since, I don't know. You want to know what's going on. What do you think? What's going on? I don't really know. That would be up to you, wouldn't it? Oh, I see, Diz. It's okay. It's all right. Life happens. People happen. Well, you can hang here if you want. There's nothing really much going on. It's just, me rambling about random shit, right? Random stuff. Or do I really have a point to what I'm talking about? Yeah, no, not really. Well, you know what? That says a lot about you more than it does me. I mean, if you're thinking of me in some kind of way, well, that just goes to show you that, Okay, we got another troll. Nice. So you want to ask me what the fuck is this? Well, what the fuck are you? What the fuck are any of us out here, right? You guys could come in here and try and wreck my stream all you want. But while you're busy burning bridges, I'm collecting up the ashes and I'm rebuilding. There is nothing you can literally say to me that's actually going to affect me. In fact, the more you guys roll in here and say dumb things like that, the more fuel you give me to bounce back right back at you. Oh, you see, I actually can impress you with my intelligence rather than your, should I say, mental constipation. There you go. Because, it's not my fault that you're a little bit slow. It's just, you don't use your brain capacity like you're supposed to, son. And you wonder why you get blocked. You wonder why you get timed out. You wonder why you get kicked out of the equation, and then you get butt hurt. Then you get triggered. Then you start coming in here and going crazy because you got blocked. Well, guess what? Join the club. I get blocked out of everywhere. I get kicked out of everywhere. I get thrown out of everywhere. But does anybody really care about that? No. No, they don't. Because they keep doing it, thinking that, oh my God, it's going to trigger him. Oh my God, it's going to upset him. Oh my God, it's going to make him chimp out. It's going to make him flip out. No, it really isn't. Because I take each and every block that I get and I pin it to my shirt and I say, you know what? These are badges of honor. And I take them and I use them. And then people get more mad, more upset, more pissed off. Because I don't go by their narrative. I don't go by what they say or do. No. I'm not like them. I am completely a horse of a different color. I actually take joy in mayhem. I actually take joy in chaos. I actually love when people troll me, when people fuck with me, when people test my intelligence. Because then the fun really begins. Then I just bore my way into their tiny little brains like a parasite, and I just hang there, feeding off of your brain matter, feeding off of every thought, every impulse, and treating you like my puppet. And you keep coming in every single time thinking that it's going to trigger me, thinking that it's going to upset me, think it's going to make me butt hurt. When it's really not. I find it amusing. I find it entertaining. I find it laughable. In fact, I get a charge out of it. Because the more of you pathetic losers coming in here and starting crap with me, that means I am doing something right. That means I'm doing the right thing. The more of you clowns coming in here, the more I say, come into my parlor, said the spider to the fly. Which one do you think you are? The spider or the fly? And just remember, you fly into my web. I don't fly into yours. Aw, somebody making good sentiments. Thank you. Thank you so much. And a Merry Christmas to you too as well. Well, thank you. You know, I would ask the great Lord to wash my sins away and forgive me and pardon me for every dirty, rotten thing that I've ever done, but that's a long list. And, yeah, that would, well, let me put it to you another way. It would take a total of 6 years and about 5 or 6 dozen books just to do it justice. Just saying. Because I've got so many sins that, oh, if sins had a name, I guarantee it'd be me. But, you know, I do believe in something. There are things that I hold dear to my cold little heart, which is life, some forms of love when I'm in the mood, You know, we all play characters on here, right? We all play whatever we do on here, right? We all have an angle. We all have a gig that we go through, right? We all have a little scam, a little scheme, a little footnotes that we always do, right? Little things. And we obviously love what we do because we keep doing it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And it doesn't matter. Years pass by, months pass by, and shit just never changes. It just gets worse. And with me, I don't mind. You know, it's just the state of the world and the state of everything that's going on. So, to a guy like me, thriving off of chaos and all of that good stuff, I say rock on. But here's the thing. Here's the most important thing of it. See, you can party all you want. Make believe like nothing's ever going on. Make believe like the world, it's never happening. Till it shows up on your doorstep. Then what do? Oh, you panic, and then everybody loses their minds. Because the whole entire time, they always had that mentality. It's never going to happen to me. It's never going to happen to me. No, it won't. No, it won't. It's not happening. Not happening. They stick their heads in the sand until one day, boom, it happens. And then what? Little sparks, panicking everywhere. And then guess what happens when everything calms down and when everything supposedly chills out? Then what are you left with? Bunch of regret, broken dreams, broken promises. Seriously. You know, everybody talks about morals, talks about values, talks about putting themselves on a high pedestal. When a lot of you don't know the meaning of the word morals or values because you have none. How do you call doxing a whole entire family morals or value? How do you call sharing someone's private life to the fucking world and not giving a shit about it, right? Is that a moral? Is that a value? Is that the truth? Or is it only your way of being vengeful and being evil at somebody just to get back at them because they pissed you off, right? So you want to get back at them. You want to dox everything. You want to expose every single dirty little thing that they are. Because why? Because you want to beat them to the punch before you think that they're going to do it to you. That's the bottom line. Do unto others before they do unto you, right? That's the way the mentality of this world thinks these days. Oh, I'm going to do it to them first before they do it to me. That's the mentality of this world. But guess what? Not everybody in the world thinks that way. Not everybody in the world acts that way. You know, I may be cold, but I'm not that cold. I may be dark, I may be evil, but I'm not that dark and that evil, for God's sakes. I mean, I do have some respect for the world these days. Not much, but I do. It's a shame that a lot of you people don't. It's a shame that a lot of you people, when you are really seriously pressed, when the shit really hits the fan, then you start squealing like a pig, right? Then that's when you tell every little dirty little secret, right? That's when you start singing like a pigeon. That's why I don't like squealers. That's why I don't like storytellers. That's why I don't like people that want to just expose other people just for the sheer pleasure of it. It's really sad that the world has gotten to this state to where a simple man can't even step out of his own house without being ridiculed or made fun of just because of how he looks. Why? Because he walks a certain way, you're going to make fun of him. Why? Because he looks a certain way, you're going to make fun of him. You know, it doesn't make sense. See, I judge people of how they act towards other people, of how they treat themselves, how they live with themselves, how they act towards other people. That's how I judge people. I judge people the honest way. Because why? Because that's the way I would like to be judged as well. You know, judge not, lest you be judged, right? At least that's the way the world works. If you're going to judge other people, someone's going to judge you. If you're going to shit on people, someone's going to shit on you. You know, that's usually the way the world works. Duh. Common 101. You know, there's no difference. You treat somebody else nice, they're going to treat you nice. You treat somebody else like absolute shit, well, they're going to do the same thing to you. Only maybe it might come on you maybe twice as much. And let me tell you, I'm not bashing or attacking anybody. I'm just telling the truth. And you know it. That's why the chat is silent. That's why there isn't anybody around to try and keep me silent and try and silence me or distract me or anything else for that matter. Because deep down inside, you know I'm telling the truth. You know I'm speaking how it is. And you don't understand how to respond to it. When somebody's telling a bunch of lies, of course you can respond like that easily. But when somebody's telling the truth as to how it is, then absolutely nobody knows how to handle it. Because they're so used to being lied to. They're so used to the truth being twisted. They're so used to the same old boring story every single time. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I got to get going because I've got business to attend to. So, on that note, just be careful of what you might say and who you say it to, because you never can tell. Someone like me might actually hear and say it right back. And that's it.